into the dark projection screen era. Because again, like I said before, customers do not want to be trapped in the dark with a projector they just spent money on. Whether you spent a lot of money, whether you spent some money, doesn't make a difference. You spent money and you don't want to be trapped in dark environments. That over there is another version of the AdTech. It is actually a different version than the black technology. It's a different shade, and still testing that out on the 50 lumens we have here. We have over here, this is the quantum black star we have there. And over here we have our ILEG, and this is now going to be considered to be our, instead of AdTech, we're going to call it our TV projection technology. So basically our technology screens for that. But anyway, it's going to be our TV projection technology. So this is what I mean by I put it into that kind of nonsense. Because again, like I said, we can fire up with no problem. And yeah, I'm going to be cutting my high-end lights in a few minutes. And we can operate in this environment without spending a ton of money. You know, they tell you you're going to have to spend money for these high-end machines, and that's not so. It's not necessary. And I've been telling you about this for years, that you spend too much money on projectors, that they try to convince you at the end of the day that you're going to have to spend all this money in order to get a beautiful image, and that's not so. And it's because the screens are required to be in dark environments. That's the only way they can function, is in dark environments. Wow, I thought we just got in this video. Bring it back some. Are we doing this one already? Let's see what we got going on here. This one there, and this one instead. Now I'm in my office. It's commercial, of course. I can operate on my computer I have over here. That's what it's hooked up to, this computer over here. And this is using my QME 2 projector that I paid about $40 for. That's it. That was my price tag for my projector, was $40. And I can come in here and I can operate with no problem whatsoever. Only the mouse is mixed up. I can get it mixed up. So let's see what I want to show. We'll go with this right here. And I can work comfortably. I can have my halo system on, brighten it up like I do with my fish tanks when I show that off. This is how beautiful it comes up on the tile. The tile systems can run off 50 lumens in a fully lit environment. Ooh, that's one big spider at the end of the day. That's a big, big spider. So yeah, they have the ability to run off 50 lumens. This is another version of it right here. Well, we have multiple versions of this technology. It's not even fun. I told you we have a lot of it. So this right here is basically, get right down top of it because the lights are blinding everything out. This is another version of it we've been working on. Yeah, we're going to have to spray them in because rolling them, not good. But again, we need to see exactly what it does. So that's why I said we roll over and be done with them. Not supposed to be done that way. It's supposed to be sprayed on. But we have to know what it does. We have to know if it's going to react to 50 lumens, if it's going to run whatever. Then the next time I go back over to the shop, I grab the sprayer and I spray them down and we do them again. When we have people coming to check them out, we spray them in. But right now, we need to see what it's going to do. So right now, we got this hooked up to the game system over here. We got several versions of this one, from darker shades to lighter shades. This is the darker version of it. Actually, I'm going to be adding a couple more applications onto this one because I'm testing them to see how dark they can get and if they're still able to be, they can still see images. So that's one of the tests we're doing on this surface. So it's going to be recoded again a couple more times to darken it to see exactly how dark we got to make this thing. How, you know, if we do some application, what's going to be the effect of multiple applications. So here to be nice. It's fighting me. This is literally how many different versions of AdTech there are. When I sat there and told you that AdTech has a ton of screens on it, I was not joking. That's literally how many. We even have a fabric in there. I'm still testing. So it has multiple versions. And every last one of those surfaces, they can take out a gray screen, any surface we point in direction. They can operate in environments at 50 lumen projectors. They can pierce sunlight. They can do all that. All that. And that's not the end of it. We got different color ones coming out pretty soon. So you're going to see a purple one come out. It's a Sugar Plum Fairy. You're going to see it. Now, before we're going to put them on glass, but because of the glass was an easier transfer for light to travel through. And now with the technology we have here, it can operate through plastic, fiberglass. So that makes it so much cheaper as to mass produce a screen, because glass is very, very expensive. On top of that, to ship one of these things out, the shipping requirement would be insane, because again, you don't want to keep this thing from shattering, and the way of transit between that to be in special cases, and those cases would have been very expensive. But this allows to make things a lot easier for me. That's what the Lure does. So it's a darker version. So transfers, but less transfer. This one's a little different. And I'll show you. So this one looks black, but it's not. That's actually blue. That's black. This one has an incredible transfer. It can transfer like whoop, right through it. Pretty cool, huh? They can also read off tables at 50 lumens. Now, like I said, if I were to do this with a gray screen, can't read it, contrast levels would get in the way, it would have a difficult time, and this technology is designed to alter and change the color of screens. So here's our test, more test, another one, we test it, different colors. Shifts its contrast levels. Something else I was working on. Another form of lighter version of it. Fabric version of it. Hey, where did the projector go? Fabric version of it. Did it say there nicely? Yeah. That's a fabric version of it. Ah, this is another version we designed. Pretty cool, huh? Completely transparent. Transparent flex. Now, these are just the colors of black and blue. We can change the color to any color we want. Orange, blue, green, purple, anything we want. Because that technology can only read its color level, and that's it. No matter what color the screen is, it won't affect it. That's what we were testing on. We had the screens called the exotics. Remember those? There's a screen paint we developed in different colors. This is the invisible version of it, which has the AdTech technology embedded into it. This is a quantum technology. Quantum is the screen paint. This is the one that the people who make screen paints are seriously threatened over this technology. Yeah, because it does stuff that other gray screens can't do. And again, no dark environments. We have to be in the dark. Who the frick wants to be in the dark all day long? Trying to figure out where your coffee table's at. Nope, this is the future. You see that picture I put in the thumbnail? That's what I see when I see most demonstrations, if not all, when I go over to YouTube on my YouTube field trip. That's what I pick up. I see that. We never see fully lit environments. Oh, for some reason now I've gotten so used to the lighting in here. It's like it's not even bright in here to me anymore. Jeez, that's what it feels like right now. It's not even bright in here anymore. I want that something to put more lights. No, 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 no. I'm already having headaches enough as it is. I got headaches every day in here. Now, see that? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that beautiful color. And mind you, that's on a Cumi 300 lumen projector. 300 lumens. Do you know how fantastic that would be? You could run this. People want to do setups in their kitchens. The problem with doing a kitchen projection screen setup is the projector. They're big. That's the problem. But this right here will allow you to be able to put a kitchen screen in your kitchen, and you could have it at 235.1 widescreen in your kitchen. How sick that would look. They blend in with your cabinet system. So we got these screens we're working on for kitchens. And it's going to have, some are going to have the exact same, we can match it to the exact same granite top, woodwork, anything, the framing, all that, yes, to your kitchen. So you don't have to have these big projectors. Have this little tiny little projector in here and run that with no problem whatsoever in your kitchen. Uh, 50 lumens to the table. Let's do a full pull back. See if we can overlap our screen. These are the new surfaces we're testing. All that still at 15%. So we haven't even gotten to that yet. Pretty soon we're going to be showing off the color version of the technology for you gamers out there. All right, wherever I'm going to put one at. But yeah, kitchen. When I was in the kitchen, everybody was like, can you put these in the kitchen? And I was like, yeah. He said, because man, I want to put a TV in there, but I really don't want a TV in there. He said, this would be fantastic. So I'm thinking like, yeah, we could do kitchens. Because since we got this projector in, it gives us a clarification that we can run this in there with no problem whatsoever. And you can have this beautiful 235.1 kitchen or 16:9, 16:10, and we'll do a customization where you basically send us back patterns about what have your cabinets look like, whatever, and we can blend it in with your cabinet. We can blend it in with your granite countertop, the whole 9 yards. That would look hot. And you can mount this easily to your ceiling, because the little mount that connects to the ceiling, you're done. That's it. So these little projectors, these things are the future. You know why? They're small. They don't take up a lot of room. You can carry them anywhere you want. I'm taking that one on site with me when I go to work. So like I said, they're fantastic. And on top of that, not a lot of money. Even the projector we have over there, the Chrissy, $50. That's all I paid for that projector. It's $50. 50, 75, because I had this for a very long time. I've had this for quite some time. And this one I just recently got, this cost me $40. That's it. A little bit of whatever is going on over here. Get that back to our beautiful scenery over there. So what most people are used to going through, they're used to going through that problem where we got here. They're dealing with that problem where they have to be in a dark environment because their screen washes out or the colors don't come up correctly. That's what they're going through. And their projectors cost a heck of a lot more than mine. So I can sit back here, all this commercial lighting we have, which is super bright. I call it the UFO. If you wonder what that area is at, that's my teenager cat Taco. That's this area right there. But yeah, this is my day in here. I was like, don't tell me we got a commercial. Just got all this. Let me see something for a minute. Let me put you on the stand real quick. Let's show you the insanity, the craziness of it all. We're on this one. So pretty soon, I'm going to have my setup from my desk. I'm getting me another Cumi projector, another about $60 for this one's going to cost me, because this is a 1080p model. I'm getting that one. I'm going to put the 1080p, and that's why I'm getting the 1080p, because I want to put the 1080p and 720p side by side and show you it's going to be not much of a difference at all. But we're doing that at portables. We did that already on the big boy projectors. We did 1,000 lumens at 5,000 versus 5,000 lumens, 4K versus 1080p, 4K versus 720p, 720p versus 1080p. We did all that, but we haven't did portable setups. So what's the difference between a portable 1080p and portable 720p? So we're going to be showing that off. But my entire desk, once you get rid of all the monitors and the wires and stuff, it's going to be all done with projectors. And I got this interactive technology coming in. It's really cheap, and it's going to allow me to be able to drag and drop images off of my screen. Now there's my fish tank right there. Let's put my lights in for my fish tank. halo system in. Really? I'm stepping on the cord. All right, 6,000K of extreme lighting. Boom! We're gonna have a headache after this one. I swear I'm gonna have a headache after this. I'm definitely gonna have a headache after this. There we go, reconnection. So that's 6K of floodlights. They're the brightest ones you can get. So let me explain something to you. I had somebody try to mimic what we're doing in our demonstrations by using a cell phone halo light. It's not the same thing. That is much more brighter. On top of that, you will notice it. Oh, you would definitely notice it. The headaches will trigger off in this. You can't use that for a cell phone flashlight. You would cell phone halo system or whatever they're using for. It'll definitely hurt your eyes. Where are my glasses at? I gotta go put my shades on. You know, when I was in the house I had over in Habittown, that downstairs area where the basement was at was pretty bright. This in here, man, imagine, it's like having 4 of those lights in here. That's what it feels like. So I can tell the difference in here. This is what I gotta wear when I'm in here. I gotta wear these yellow shades because these yellow shades keep me from getting these really bad headaches. It's like staring at a PC monitor all day long. So it's because the screens, the light that comes off the screen is beautiful. It's nice. It's settled to the eyes. It's the lighting we have in the environment that we're using to make sure the screens are working is what hurts my eyes. So that's when I got these bright lights in here, and then look at the system we got over top. Oh, wow! I got 8 sets of these lights in the ceiling. It's like literally being underneath of a UFO all day, and yet the technology can take it with no problem because that's what it's supposed to do. So you see that thumbnail? That's what you don't want. See those lights sprinkled at the bottom of the screen? And no, that's not who you think it is, but it's somebody else that does it too. They all do that. All of them do that. I haven't seen certifieds do it. Put little lights at the bottom, little lights in the corner, a little bit of lights over there. Just put a birthday candle in there. It's the same thing. No, you're supposed to be in a fully lit environment when you do that demonstration. If you're talking about your ambient light rejection technology, is that what you're saying you are? Because I get that all the time. When I go to forum sites, I say, what are you supposed to be? Oh, you're what? Your ambient light rejection? Really? How is this ambient light rejection technology? Oh, because I have a light. You see that light back there? I see it back there. How is that ambient light rejection technology? That light right there. I mean, the screen's taking it. Oh my goodness. I just showed them a demonstration outside. That pretty much clears it all up. We can operate outside. We can operate in here with no problem. Ugh. So yeah, that's the beautiful thing about being in a commercial environment. I freaking love it, man. It hurts a lot. It does, because I have to wear sunglasses. As a matter of fact, when I go out, I'm going to have to go get me some aspirin or something because my head is rocking right now. And the light we have in here is super, super bright. That's why I know why they call this the sunroom. Kind of understand it now, but it's the place we got to work in. And the reason why we got to work in here because we need to make sure that technology is running perfectly fine. Again, no one wants to be in a dark environment. You see how dark and gloomy that environment is on the thumbnail? That's what your living room will turn into. Yeah, dark environment. And I don't think if you're married or you have a girlfriend who's living with you, I don't think they're going to like it. I told you a whole snare about that. I've got tons of customers. I've had all types of conversations. And it's true. The woman takes the time. She decorates that entire environment. She hooks it up. She goes, you buy stuff from IKEA or whatever. She decorates it nicely. She wants to see her work. She wants to show off her work. She don't be sitting in some dark medieval cave at the end of the day. She can't see anything. She can't even go in there and read a book. Because your screen at the end of the day requires the environment to be super dark so you can see something in there. At that point, you just want to get a TV. Let's just get a TV. And she's right on that. Let's get a TV because I don't want to be in the dark. Who wants to be in the dark? But in here, they don't have that problem. So I talk to couples all the time about this situation where he wants the big screen, he wants to watch this big game on a giant screen, he wants a nice projector. She don't want to be in the dark. So this basically solves the problem. Giant screen, fully lit environment. Look, see, we can read stuff in here. See, you can even see where it lands. I have those conversations all the time. Sometimes the guy will contact me and says, hey, I got to show some videos. Some videos you can show me here. You go, boop, 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 boop. Some bunch of videos. She'll sometimes call me and say, so this is the screen. Yeah, this is the screen right here. So have a nice conversation with her. Explain to her how they light up and all stuff like that. Show some customer demonstrations. And that's it. But you can't be showing demonstrations of screens sitting in the dark. Just like if I'm doing business with a company, say their office, and they always got to turn the lights out. Got an amazing projector, always got to have the lights out. Every time they do any kind of pie chart, spreadsheets, whatever they're doing, they got to have the lights out. Now, they're coming out of a dark environment to step foot in your environment where now you have to turn the lights out. But that's where they're at already. That doesn't help them at all, period. I don't care if the image does look good with the lights out. The problem you have here, you're still in the dark. They're in the dark. They're trying to get out of the dark. They're trying to get in a full lit environment. So we have people come over and they look at the screen setup in here. They go, wow. They walk in, they turn the lights on and off because they can't believe the lights are on because they're not used to having lights on. This technology is a big difference in white surfaces, as you can see. But otherwise, I said before, and then they're looking at the black technology, and one thing they ask is, well, what about the white levels? Can we read white levels on that? Oh, heck yeah, you can read white levels on this thing. If we couldn't read white levels, we wouldn't be see any colors. None of this would even pull. Let's go with that 4K Snow Cottage. I like that one. That's my favorite. I got the night one, too. Now, keep in mind, gray screen, you can't do the night one because that involves 100% contrast to trigger that one off. This is this one right here. Why don't we ever see this one on the cottage? I know I never see this one on the cottage on a gray screen in a fully lit environment. This is the dark version of it. There's a darker version than this one. We always see the white ones. I mean, look, here's the thing. When you got a gray screen and you're showing off bright colors and stuff, we can see on our end that the colors are washed out. And the reason why they're washed out, because what you don't understand about a gray screen is that when it comes to colors, you're going to pick up multiple shades of color. Everything from light shades, mid shades, and dark shades, because they are dark colors. They make dark colors. I got a couple of jeans and a couple of cameras that are dark colors. So you got to pick up all of those. The light, the mid, and the dark. The problem is you can pick up the light. The mids you have a little problem, but the darks you don't see at all because it requires a contrast level to read them. So you're not picking that up. So technically, that's why you're not reading color correctly. And that's just why when they show green, you show one shade of green. That's what you show. When you're supposed to be showing multiple shades of green, which you can't show. Like when it comes to contrast levels in the OLED horse, you're supposed to show multiple shades of black, including the ultra black in the background. You can't read it because you can't pick up black to begin with. So what happens is, to better improve your picture quality, you require for your customers to be stuck in the dark. Just like the thumbnail. There's my white levels right there. Hey, check this out. Watch this. Yeah. I love doing this. Bam! You see how bright it gets when I lean against the wall? That ambient projection technology? Pfft, that stuff is a beast. This is the ILEG. And fusion light energy gain. Bam! Bam! Anywhere I go, look at it. Oh, we go right to the screen, right to the very edge, right to the very edge. See that slither of white pushing down there? That's literally how much light these screens can generate. Mind you, if we're taking it to court on this, this is not going to go well for you. You know that, right? Just want to let you know. Not going to go well for you. Bam! Alright, let's have like that fun every once in a while. You know how I am, I like that fun. But yeah, it's not going to go well for you. But usually people that, when you see technology, especially in the screen paints, the ones you see them cry about the most is the ones that are most threatened by. But thank you for the business. I got to tell you that much. Got to give them a shout out. Thank you for the business. I appreciate, much appreciated. Because when they hate on us, people come and check us out. And they see our technology, our demonstrations on a whole different level. We got all kinds of stuff. Got floors and invisible screens and all this stuff going on around us. And I'm like, wow, these guys are on a whole nother level. I can see why they hate on them so hard. You bring me business, I do appreciate it. Man, let's go back to that white level again. Kadoosh. I love showing these off. I love them so much. But anyway, as I said before, you don't want to be stuck in a dark environment at all, period. You want to put a gray screen up there? Let's put a gray screen up there. I love doing this. This is so much fun. Let's go get a gray screen. Someone made a statement about my product. They said that my screen Came up so dark, it was completely unwatchable. Can you believe that? Yeah. And I do this all the time. You know that? I constantly do these demonstrations like this all the time. Taco, yeah, clean your area. Your area's a complete, utter mess. So he's a teenager now. I found out we took him to the vet. He is now a teenager. A teenager. He is now officially a teenager. Isn't that right, Taco? I'm a teenager, man. Do what I want to do, Dad. Do what I want to do. It's my life. Do what I want to do. Look, here he goes right now. Those jokes, sir. All right, throw a gray screen up there real quick. Whoops. I tried to leave it quick, didn't it? All right, we got a gray screen up there in the mix. As you can see, quantum technology blends right into it with no problem. But I could take you over there at 15% on that technology, and I can watch your screen dysfunction. Anyway, there we go. So it's our white levels. Let me get my mouse over here again on this side over here. All right, let me see. Make sure we got this. We got this up here nicely. There we go. What the nicely. So let's see. Okay, let's go back. And now this gray screen here will have you in the dark. This gray screen is going to cost you a lot of money at the end of the day because again, it's not going to work. It's not going. Can't use my 4,000:1 contrast. Sorry, 1,000:1 contrast with my projector. Not going to work. If I pull a star field, the gray screen won't be seen. So upgrading your white screen to a gray screen, bad idea. But let's show you. Sound on this thing? I don't give sound. I gotta hook these speakers up. This is something I also had to do yesterday when I met my old business contacts. They wanted to see the gray on this screen, they wanted to see the gray on that screen, everything. So I told you, we do this every single day. All right, let's go switch over to a star field. Because I'm pretty sure the gray screen can give me 100% contrast, right? Let's see what we get. Star field screensaver. Oh, you heard me. Star field screensaver. I hate it when you ask for something and you see them spelling it out, but then it switches over to what they think you should have. Really? Star field screensaver. Where's my microphones at? By the fans. Voice of it's fighting me. We're gonna go there whether you like it or not. Star field screensaver. There we go. Boom. We had to fight for that one for a bit, but we're here. And there we go. That's why in our technology we have on the quantum, which is a screen that if you say they're ranting on that screen, that's because they're afraid of it. That's why. But you're supposed to be. This is a very powerful screen paint. This can blend into any gray screen that it chooses, but not only that, it can maintain better color. It pulls an infinity 1 contrast level. It never requires to be in dark environments. It can operate at 50 lumens with no problem. They run outside with no problem whatsoever. Oh, they're beasts at the end of the day. Ultra short though, the ultra short though demonstration on this was done on a Halo system with the system we had over here, this projector we have over here at $60. Doesn't cost our customers a lot of money, and we don't have to be trapped in the dark all day long. Like some medieval dungeon dweller. To go through that. And it can pick up a 180-degree viewing angle showing a white level, like a slither light pops off this thing in an environment that meters can't even function in because we're in commercial right now. And I literally have to wear yellow shades in here to keep myself from getting headaches in here due to the fact that that's how much light generates in this environment. But most importantly, even in the dark, where you think the gray screen would have a vantage point, we could wash your screen out with a cell phone flashlight, which is pretty bad. Where's my phone? I like to back things up. You know how it goes. You know how we work on this. Oh, phone's on me right now. What am I doing? Ooh, look at you down here laying down looking at all furry face on me. All furry face on me. How dare you look all furry face on me? My cat down there looking furry face. There you go. It's my cell phone. Doo, doo, doo. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bam! Bum, 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 bum. Bam! Bam! Don't get mad at it. It's the truth. Your stuff don't work. I mean, I'm not be rude here, look. It's the truth. It doesn't work. You've been lying for too long. To the screens. Bam! Blinded by the light. Boy, that'd be a fantastic song for this video. So, when you think about it, the screen paint we have here cost my customers $187. That's for the one that's 120 inches. This one can take out certified screens at roughly 7,000, 3,000, 5,000. That grade service ain't taking on a certified. It's not going to happen. Period. And mind you, certifieds can operate in very well lit environments because I've tested their stuff. I know their stuff because I tested it. So for that being said, yeah, you're not operating in that environment one of them, especially when I can do this for you. Bam! All right, quick my draw. All right, partner, draw. Too easy. The screen washes out. So this is what I had to show them in the demonstration. But mine used to make great paints back in the day. So the people I doing business with, they used to buy great paint from me. So I had to show them stuff like this. Like, look, difference. And then they asked me, well, how's the white levels? I showed them the white levels. Like, you know, we do this right here. Let's go to that white screen again. Gotta have fun, people. You gotta have fun. Life is too short. You gotta have fun. You know, if this frustrates you at the end of the day, I do this to my own stuff. I used to make great paint back in the day. Don't frustrate me. Why doesn't it frustrate me? Because I upgraded my stuff. That's why. Bam! There's your gray screen. Blend it in. Tell me about it.